Hello friends, welcome back to your favorite channel Trade Basics. Now, I kind of took that votes from you to understand what exactly you want to learn this week, right? And there are many factors which I put in there. My inclination was towards the volume support resistance because that is a good setup where it can be used for good supports and resistances, okay, on the charts itself, and where the volumes are traded. But definitely, yes, we will consider that as well going forward whenever you vote for that particular thing. Okay. There are multiple other things also, multiple other factors which I wanted to cover up, but definitely I'll upload the videos as and when I get the time, right? So you have voted for options data. Okay, so let's understand options data. Now, the good thing, whatever we have got from Zerodha is the sensible platform which is given free of cost by them, right? And it's a very useful tool. There are many other tools which are available. However, this is a free of cost tool and very useful tool where we use certain data types. Okay, so what is happening? We have to see the important thing which we have to understand always is what is happening on the options data. Okay, now there are two factors to it, right? The first factor is end of the day data. So whenever the day end happens at the 3:30, whatever data these guys have built the positions or what kind of things which are there, right? So that we need to analyze. That is useful for the next day opening or next day first 1 hour, right? So after, what happens is that half an hour, 45 minutes, the new data gets built up, the new positions get built up. Depending on the market opening, depending on the positions, whatever is there, there will be a change in data. But what is important for us is to understand where the opening might happen and where we can get certain opportunities. So if at all there is a high put writing is done, so first thing, important thing is whatever this OI change or the OI which is built up here, right? So whatever OI built up, we consider from a writer's point of view. So if at all this 19,800 strike put writers are around 4,69,000. So 4,69,000, we consider these are put writers and not the put buyers. Okay, that's our assumption. May be wrong because there are certain times there will be a buying also happening. So we need to understand that, right? The second thing is, whenever these call writers are sitting there, call writers are basically telling us, okay, there will be a high possibility that the market may remain below that particular level. Okay, so currently if you look at it, this data, it clearly tells us where is our call writing and put writing. Okay, so 19,800 strike, if you look at it, there is a 4,69,000 put writers sitting and 3,81,000 call writers are sitting. Now this is a fighting zone if you look at it. Okay, and the next support whatever we have is 19,700 and 19,600, right? So we will get to know what kind of supports which are built up, right? And the important thing in the call side is 19,800, also there is a fair amount of call writers which are sitting, right, at this particular strike. And then we have small resistances on up and around 20,000, which is so 19,900. So these are standard setups, right? So, and this is a Friday kind of day where we are seeing this data. So mostly what will happen is, considering the theta decay and for 2 days and all these things, mostly they will squeeze that part and they will put it on one strike or maybe one next strike, so that they get maximum benefit out of these things. So basically, as of now, if you look at it, this data is basically telling us gap up or flat opening, right? So there are put writers, call writers, both are sitting, but put writers are more. So considering that, we consider there will be a flat or a gap up opening, right? So if at all there is a possibility of gap down opening or something, then we have to see the data for the first half, right? So first half an hour or something, right? So that will be giving us clear picture what is happening in the market, right? Now this is just the overall view. Now what I generally do is, basically I generally try to find out where is the maximum built up which is there. Now 800, I know it is a kind of call and put writers ka fighting zone. The next support what I have is 19,700. Next resistance is what I have is 19,900. So market opening in between somewhere 850, I have to see the price action, right? And if at all it is opening, so as of now, if at all it is opening closer to 800, just because put writers are there in that particular zone, I can assume, or there would be certain times, the call writers are actually lesser. In that, we can assume that there will be a possible up move, and we can get quick, if at all the price action suggests certain things, we can quickly get those call entries, or if at all it is a put entry or whatever it is, and we can quickly get out of it. So 10-20 points scalping can be done in the first few minutes itself, right? So for first half an hour, that is the way generally I trade with, right? And there are other methods, right? You wait for next day whatever setup is happening. So basically after half an hour, 45 minutes is that the complete setup is done. They have done their positions as per the requirement, whatever they have and whatever their expectations are. And definitely these big people, they know what is going to happen, or they generally drive the market. You and me cannot actually drive the market, right? So we are only taking the advantage of whatever their positions are, and we are trying to enter in these levels, right? So this particular place, this is what I can read right now. Okay, so 700, if at all 700 it is coming, it is a strong support. I will try to buy calls here around 700, or else if it is 600, definitely it's a very good support. And till the time if it is coming at this point, this is a very good place where I can buy calls, and I can try to do certain quick. So if at all market falls to that level, right? So this is what generally we will see for the opening. Now this is one part of it. This is a closed data, right? So this is what the positions which are already built in already, right? So what we will do, we will also try to analyze what is happening. So where the call writers or put writers have added positions to it, right? So what is a change in OI? Now this is, if you look at it, this is OI chain on 21st September expiry, right? So this is what these guys have built in. Now what is happening here is basically we are seeing there is a kind of a put writing which is much more heavier, right, than the call writer. So basically strikes are added more on the put writing side than the call writing side. So whatever data we analyze, so basically this data might be earlier, maybe the put writers were less and the call writers were more. Now that has changed, okay, because OI change here is around 4 lakhs, right? So whatever OI was here, okay, total OI which is 4,69,000, okay, out of which almost 4 lakh is added today only. So basically what they expect, that the market is not gonna fall below 800 strike, right? And call writers are there, some 1.52 lakhs. And this one was, which was basically morning, this thing was, if it is this closing data is 3.81 lakhs, this one is 1.52 lakhs. So basically 1.52 lakhs got added in the process of that full day, right? So basically there are some call writers, or there is a possibility of call buyers also, right? So that is also possibility. Now what is happened, if you look at one observation here, right, there is a strike of 19,950 where the call OI has changed to 1.86 lakhs. Now why? Now these people think, whoever has done this, right, these people think that the market is gonna go above this particular level. So they have already covered their positions, okay? There could be any reasons for this, right? So, and these guys have already covered, so they are seeing a momentum till 19,950 coming in the next whatever session, right? Monday or Tuesday. So this is what they are expecting right now, right? So they have covered their positions. Okay, now some part, you would see some part here also it is covered, but that is not required for us, because that is already below our current market price, right? So we will not consider this. But here there is a positions added, here there are positions added, here there are positions added, 19,950. So this could be buyers, okay, these could be buyers here, okay. But our assumption is simple, that we are thinking, okay, these call writers have moved out, so there is a high possibility 800 being our base. If at all market goes below 800, then we have to see the price action, what is happening, where exactly, and then the supports are nothing much here, but we have a support at 600. So basically this whatever 700 strike is not so important for them, okay. So they have not done put writing here. Ideally they have to do put writing here, because considering if at all this is the base, then ideally they should do more addition here, okay, but they have not done it. They have done it at 600. So basically there is a kind of possibility, in case if it is falling, then it can go to 19,600 as well, okay. So this is the kind of data which we see for end of the day. Now we have to consider the highest open interest data where it is. So my consideration will be 19,600 and 20,000. Okay, so this is our range. Now next range, whatever we can see is 19,800, and important thing is 19,800. So basically flat opening, and then we have to see the price action. So this is what right now. So 19,800, there's a squeeze. Okay, both the call writers and put writers. So whatever is a decision which will be done in the Monday morning. So basically Friday data, generally it will be like this only, because they will squeeze it both the side if at all the market opens flat there, and these are generally hedged positions, so nothing much will happen, but theta decay they will get it on both the sides, right? So this is important, right? Now how do we kind of use it for our this thing? So morning trades, I told you how do we do it. Next thing what we try to do is basically we see this option called live option charts, okay. Now this data is very interesting, okay. It will tell you what exactly is happening at that particular time, okay. So it will kind of help you to understand what kind of data is changing. Now this is complete days data, okay. So here you have a scroll which you can use it as per your requirement, which time frame you want to see. In a live market, generally you don't have to do this, automatically it will be keep on moving, okay. uh, Now what is happening, okay, at the opening of maybe say let's consider 9:30, okay. So till 9:30, okay, this one was the data. So 9:30, what has happened? 9:15, 9:30. What was happening is basically you had opening, right? You had a opening with a huge amount of candle with the put writers, right? So 3,64,000 put writers which were in the first candle itself, they have added positions, okay. Now which strike is what we have to identify, okay. First thing is important thing, if you look at it, there is a call writers not adding much positions, but put writers adding positions. Next candle what has happened, and this one will keep on getting updated automatically, okay. The next candle what has happened, call writers came up, okay, put writers are reduced, okay. This is a change in open interest, right? So this place there are more call writers added, but put writers added small position, then again put writers added more positions and call writers. So basically it is an equal proportion which is happening, right? Here and there some small difference. Now this is first 5 minutes 15 minutes data, where both the side positions which will kind of get built up. Now important thing what we have to consider here is, now as I told you, end of the day data we consider it's a option selling, right? Clear option selling, okay. We don't consider about we don't assume there be somebody buying and all these things, right? But in an intraday data, what is important for us to kind of understand what is happening, okay. There are many factors to it, like IVs are there, gammas are there, and all that things, okay. But I'm saying, just to simplify this thing, what we are trying to understand is what is happening. So these data are basically telling us there is an addition on the put, right? Correct. you are understanding, okay, there is an addition on the put, call side is smaller as of now, but yes, there is a possibility. But I'm seeing there are huge candles which are on the put side, so basically put writing. As per our normal assumption, it is a put writing. Now why did I say on Friday that there is a put buying happening? What is the reason? The reason is you need to understand what is happening with the price. Now, this is the factor which most of us, we see the data, right? But we don't understand what is happening on the put price. So, assume on that particular day you are seeing maybe the put addition is happening. Okay, there are lots of people, there are lots of transactions happening on the put. But what is happening on the put price? Is it going up? Is it consolidating? Or is it kind of falling down? So, if at all there is a put writer sitting there, okay, and they are trying to uh, keep the market up above that particular level, right? So, what is going to happen? The ideal scenario, my put price should be falling, right? But in this day, if you would have observed, put price started consolidating at one level, right? Isn't it? If you would have observed those charts, you would have realized that. Okay, so put price started consolidating. It is not going beyond one level. So basically, what they are telling you that there are people who are buying puts. Basically, they are increasing the price of that put. Okay, and they are not willing to go down below one particular level. So now this one will come with an observation. You will have to do lots of observation. It is not easy to kind of just go there and start reading this data. Mostly you will be failed. I have done enough and more practice on this, so I am able to read this, right? So now I am saying, okay, put buyers are there. So I will change my assumption from a put writing to put buying. Okay. Now there will be certain technical levels on the charts which we will try to see, and we will try to manage these things. Okay. Now if at all your price on the spot, okay, in this first 15-20 minutes, if the price starts to consolidate or starts giving you negative signs, and these put writers, whatever these put transactions, whatever whoever has done, are basically telling you that okay, there is a high possibility of the market going down than the going up, right? So these guys, they build the positions, whatever it is they built. Then what they will do, slowly they will close their positions depending on what exactly their values they wanted, right, on these strikes. And exactly the same thing happens. And then Friday, if you would have seen, the dip came. After that, I think dip came till I think 10:35 or something. So if you move our data to 10:35, 10:30, right? So 10:35, there was a momentum which was happening. Okay, these guys are taking it. So whatever these put guys were there, they were closed slowly taking. Now market went down, right? Market went down exactly at this point. What is that you are seeing? There is a sudden change in the put OI. Now these guys are basically what they are doing. Now they are writing the puts. Okay. So here what they have done is, in this scenario they have bought the puts here. Okay, and this is where they have closed their puts. Close means, now this data you cannot see it in this. Okay, now this is very interesting, right? So this data is basically what they have done. They have bought the puts. Okay, at 10:30, whenever their price is achieved and all those things, right, what they have done is they've changed their positions. Now from buyers they become sellers. Okay, so this is where the crux comes. This is where, if you understand this data in the live market, it makes our life very easy to understand what exactly is happening. Anyways, in this particular place also, I think I got some 22 points move, okay, which was more than enough as a scalper. I know yesterday's high was there, right? So exactly those particular places we will have some supports and all these things. So I closed my position, exactly 22 points or something I got it. It went further up, I think it gave some 30-35 points or something, but that's fine. 20-22 points in the morning are, if you get it, more than enough, right? Your day is kind of settled. After that, what is happening is what we have to see. Now what is happening? Now look at this data, how it was changing. Okay, now at this particular place 10:35, this is changed, right? It has gone reversed. And then what is happening again in this particular place? Okay, this is the particular place they started covering. Call writers again adding. Call writers in this scenario, if you look at 11:40 time, 11:40, I think again some kind of call writers started working out. And then look at this. Now, as I mentioned somewhere, there was some certain places the call writers were adding positions, and here if you see, there was a huge change, right? So this 12:40, they have done something. So even though the move came up on the upside, it was very clearly that they were doing call writing more, and the put writers were actually moving out at this particular 12:40 scenario. Okay, the call writers, here some changes happened. And there, if you look at it, there is a huge open interest which is increased. Okay, now this is looking like a put OI, right? 145, 145, right? 145 candle we will see. Okay, now there is a sudden OI change which has happened, and then around 3 lakh put writers are actually added at 145. Okay, now what has happened on 145? If you look at it, 145 market suddenly went up. But after that, again, look at this scenarios. 3 o'clock, all this call writers moved out. But look at what has happened in the last. Now this is very very interesting. Okay, look at on this scenario where 11:35 this has happened. After that, call writers were moving down, right? Then put writers also, and look at this. This is the last few scenarios. The put writers actually covered lots of their positions. Okay, so this is what we need to kind of understand, and we have to also look at it from different perspectives. Okay, so now this is one part of it which we see on a regular basis, what is happening on the call OI and put OI, right? So if at all your price action suggests, and plus your these OI things suggest, also look at your price of the options, whether it is going up and down, all that calculations, and then you assume what is happening. Otherwise what will happen is mostly this data will mislead you. Okay, um, now next important thing is the PCR. Look at the PCR, which is nothing but a put call ratio, right? So put call ratio will give you a clear picture what is happening. So put call ratio is basically wherever we have a higher, more put writers and call writers, right? So put call ratio, they have done a fantastic job by showing us in this way. Okay, look at how the put writers were aggressive on 7th, till 240. After that, the PCR is falling. PCR had gone up to almost 1.8. After that, it has started falling. Okay, and what has happened? Basically, there is a change in the PCR. It has come down. PCR has dropped down to 1.28. So basically, what it is telling, put writers have covered their positions. So put OI has come down, call OI has gone up. So basically, that is where it is telling us that there is a possibility of somewhere. See, these guys have covered their lots of positions. Okay, so basically they are expecting some kind of fall. So basically in this day, if you look at it, look at what has happened on maybe at 9:30. Okay, so this is where it is open, right? So exactly PCR has fallen, so definitely market has to fall a little. Then it started recovering a little. Okay, 10:55 something, it started recovering. PCR is increasing, market is going up, going up, going up. It peaked up here, okay, and then it fallen. So PCR itself can give you very good signals as in what is happening, the trend change and all these things. Wherever put writers ka confidence is there, these guys will automatically give you the signs where exactly market can go up. Now 11:30, if you look at it, 11:30 there was a huge up move which market has given, right? So PCR slowly started increasing from 10:50, and then it has given us very good move towards the upside. Okay, now here it has picked up and it has come down. Okay, now next important thing is look at max pain. So max pain is basically a place where both of your call writers and put writers will be kind of comfortable to close the market, so that it will basically give both of them whatever premiums decay they want, right? So that's how it works with the max pain. And that is where you have to but max pain generally will be more useful on the expiry or near to expiry. But generally you can keep an idea as in what place they feel that the market is uh, market is good to close at, right? So that those are the areas. And then you have future open interest and all those things. You can also look at ivs are also important factors. So where exactly call ivs and put ivs are increasing and all those things. So if you look at it, the call ivs, there was up move around 12:45 or something, and we have seen some quick up move on this thing. So call ivs were increasing, so basically some kind of buying was happening. And if you look at it, the put ivs, which was kind of in that scenario. And that's what. So basically more important thing for you to understand is one is this data also you can analyze. Okay, this is where I think the market reversed. Okay, so basically call writers kept on adding position. Okay, put writers were still there only, and later on again that up move came, and that is where the put writers call writers moved down and put writers have gone up, right? So if this crossover would have happened, you would have seen a much bigger fall, right? So this is how I read the data. There are lots of other factors which are there, but I think the video is already too long, so I would close this. If you like this video, please hit that like button, share it with your friends, and any doubts, any clarification, please put it in the comment box so that I can I can work on those things and give the explanation to those factors. So this is what a simple tool which is available for us. Okay, there are many other tools which are there. Probably this is one more, niftychain.in. This is a very good tool. So this is a live data which keeps on. This is also free. So this one will give you clear ideas on where exactly the OIs are increasing and all those things. But the way the representation is done in those things, I think that is much more easier and sensible than this. But this one will tell you which are the major support areas. What are the so basically these red marks and these green marks are basically, green marks are your support. These red marks are basically resistance, and it will give you basically where exactly your supports are built up. And so this one is kind of in a gray area, so it is basically telling us, okay, there is a kind of confusion which is going on. These people are, and it will tell you where exactly OI change, what kind of OI change which is happening and all that thing, right? And it will also give you the IVs so that you know which side, what direction it is happening. Okay, so this is what it is, guys. Let me know if any feedback, anything which is there, please put it in the comment box. Thank you, guys. Thank you for uh, you know spending this time watching this video. Thank you, guys.